Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. I have got another arrangement of a Christmas classic for you here, The Little Drummer Boy. So I've got this arranged so we can, the key, so we can use the open strings as the bass notes. So we just basically hit the open A or the open E or the open D as the root notes, and we can do the basically the little double stops up top for the melody and the harmony for the melody. So it works out pretty well. So we're in standard tuning here, so let's get started here. We're going to start with just getting this consistent. You just want to get a consistent thumb stroke going. That's going to, you can try to keep that going with the melody notes and its harmony notes. So now the first melody and harmonies are this. Alright, so that is going to be the 6th fret on the G and the 5th fret on the high E string. You're going to pick those twice. Then the 7th fret on the G and the high E together. Then you're going to jump up to the 9th fret here on the high E and the 10th fret on the B. Now just so you guys will know, I'm using always the thumb on the low bass note, and the top melody note is going to be my middle finger, and the index finger gets the other note. It doesn't matter if it's separated by a string or they're on adjacent strings. I'm just using the index and middle finger. So we have this. Alright, now from here we're going to go to the 10th fret on the high E and the 12th fret on the B string, then back to the previous chord, then back up, and then back down. So we have this. So just try to now practice just that one section while keeping that bass note going. You might at first have to plan out deliberately where you're going to put the bass note. So I start on the first chord right before, and then on that second chord, and then the first time I play that chord, I play the bass note with it. So at first you might have to do that and plan it out exactly so you keep that consistent feel. But eventually you're just going to get used to the feel of the bass note, and you'll just keep that going while you're doing the melody on top. So and then you just repeat that melody again. Keep it going while the notes ring out. And now we have a different bass note, the low E string, and we have this melody line. Alright, so that's the low E, and then the notes on top, the melody notes are 7 on the high E, 9 on the B, and then 9 on the high E and 10 on the B, up to 10 on the high E and 12 on the B. Then move that shape up 2 frets, hit it 3 times with this. Then quickly just jump up and grab 14 on the high E, 15 on the B, and then go back down basically taking the same path we did, the same chord shapes going up, we do them down just quickly one time each. So with the bass note, alright, now the second time we're starting with the E note again and starting with that same group of melody up the strings, but then it has a little extension at the end, which is probably the most involved part of the song. It sounds like this. It's really nice when you put it all together. So let me just show you the melody notes I'm doing and the timing of the bass note. So we have this low E, and then you're gonna go up the same notes we just did. And now when you shift that up 2 frets here to the 12th fret on the high E and the 14th on the B, you're gonna switch the bass note to the A string. You're still gonna hit that chord 3 times. So instead of this, you're gonna do this. And then we have that same chord right here, the 14 on the high E, 15 on the B. And now we start this little descending thing. So we're now up to adding now the D in the bass note. When we get to that part, we're gonna add the D bass note, open D string is what we're gonna have in the bass. And we have the 16th on the G, 15th on the high E. Then go to 14 and on the G and the E, take it down 2 frets. Then 11 on the G, 10 on the B. So that's over a D root. All right, and then we're done with the D. We're gonna go straight to the A. Now what's going on there? That's the 14 on the G and the high E with that A. Open the A, the 2 12s, 11 on the G, 10 on the B, high E, and 9 on the G and the high E. So far from the D, I'm sorry. And now we're gonna do the low E in the bass for this last descending phrase. And that's the notes up top. We're going to 13 on the G, 12 on the high E. Move that down 2 frets. Then 9 on the G and the high E. And then move that down 2 frets. So you can see I'm coming in on the first chord and the 4th of that descending phrase. And then the same thing on the A. And then the same thing on the E. And keep that going. Just the low E. All right, and then we're going to do the last phrase. All right, so that was the same as how we started the song. All right, so it's just this little ending that we're gonna put onto it, which is this, which is 7 on the G and the high E. I'm playing it with those 2 fingers, so I could just quickly go to 6 on the G and 5 on the high E. Just rotate between them twice. And of course add the bass note. So that bass note's on the first chords and the last. And then you would just start everything over again. And just the exact same order we just did it, and you can just do it as many times as you want. All right, so it's a great tune, very melodic, and in this tuning in the key of this is A where we're doing it, it works really well. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for guitarlessons365.com.